Breaking news from NASA: humanity is going back to the moon, and this time we're not just visiting, we're staying. Duffy, NASA's acting administrator, just revealed plans for a permanent lunar presence, with habitats, energy systems, and astronauts living on the moon for months at a time. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now, and it could change the future of space exploration forever. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see will shock you and redefine what it means to explore the final frontier. Duffy's announcement comes amid a resurgence of interest in lunar exploration. Over the past decades, the moon has largely been a symbol of human achievement, celebrated for the Apollo missions of the 1960s and 1970s. But those missions were brief visits, leaving only footprints and flags behind. Today, NASA's strategy, as articulated by Duffy, is fundamentally different. This time, we are planning to stay. This approach reflects not just ambition, but a strategic vision for lunar science, commercial opportunities, and future deep space missions, including Mars. The acting administrator emphasized that the upcoming missions under the Artemis program are designed to create a sustainable, long-term human presence on the moon. Unlike Apollo, which was largely symbolic and scientific in nature, Artemis missions are being built around sustainability, infrastructure, and logistics. Duffy explained that this involves developing habitats, reliable energy sources, and supply chains that can support astronauts for extended periods. The goal is not only to explore, but to live and work on the lunar surface. One of the major drivers behind this sustained lunar presence is the potential for scientific discovery. The moon represents a unique laboratory for understanding planetary formation, the history of the solar system, and even the origins of life on Earth. Permanent stations will allow researchers to conduct continuous experiments, analyze lunar soil and ice, and monitor environmental changes over time. Duffy highlighted that these missions will involve international collaboration and cutting-edge technology, ensuring that the moon becomes a hub of scientific innovation and knowledge. Energy and sustainability are central to NASA's plans. Establishing a permanent presence on the moon requires reliable and renewable power sources. Duffy mentioned ongoing development of solar power arrays, energy storage systems, and potentially nuclear reactors designed for lunar conditions. These technologies are not just for the moon. They are critical stepping stones for future missions to Mars and beyond. The infrastructure developed on the lunar surface could become a blueprint for humanity's expansion into deep space. The commercial aspect of this initiative cannot be overstated. NASA is working closely with private companies to create a lunar economy. This includes partnerships for transportation, habitat construction, resource extraction, and scientific research. Companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others are contributing rockets, landers, and other essential technology to make sustained lunar missions feasible. Duffy stressed that the moon is not just a government project. It is a collaborative enterprise that includes commercial stakeholders and international partners, reflecting a new era in space exploration where public-private cooperation is key. Duffy also addressed the technological advancements required to make this vision a reality. Living on the moon presents unprecedented challenges: extreme temperatures, radiation exposure, low gravity, and limited resources. NASA engineers are developing habitats that can withstand these conditions, life support systems capable of recycling air and water efficiently, and mobility solutions for astronauts to explore wider areas. Every innovation tested on the moon could have applications back on Earth, from advanced materials to energy systems and robotics. The announcement also carries geopolitical significance. Establishing a permanent presence on the moon ensures that the United States remains a leading force in space exploration, competing and cooperating with other nations who are increasingly active in space. Duffy's statement underlined the importance of maintaining strategic leadership, fostering international collaboration, and ensuring that lunar resources and knowledge benefit humanity as a whole. This approach balances exploration with diplomacy, positioning the moon as a shared platform rather than a contested territory. Public reaction to the announcement has been overwhelmingly enthusiastic. Space enthusiasts have flooded social media with excitement, praising NASA's ambition and highlighting the historical significance of a long-term lunar presence. Young students and aspiring scientists are particularly inspired, seeing this as an era in which careers in space science, engineering, and technology could have a tangible impact on the future of humanity. Educational institutions are already planning programs to integrate lunar science and engineering into curricula, ensuring the next generation is prepared for this bold era of exploration. Duffy emphasized that these missions are designed to be iterative. Each expedition will build on the lessons learned from the previous ones, gradually increasing the complexity and duration of stays on the moon. This careful, step-by-step approach ensures that risks are managed, technology is tested thoroughly, and operations become increasingly self-sustaining. By learning from each mission, NASA aims to create a resilient, long-term presence that can endure for decades, laying the foundation for humanity's next giant leap, Mars. Safety is another major focus. Living on the moon is inherently risky, with hazards such as micrometeorites, solar radiation, and the harsh lunar environment. NASA is investing heavily in shielding, emergency protocols, and monitoring systems to protect astronauts. Duffy reassured the public that safety is paramount and that extensive simulations and testing on Earth will precede any extended lunar stay. This cautious approach ensures that while the mission is ambitious, it is also carefully managed to minimize risk. The moon's polar regions are a key target for these missions. Duffy highlighted the presence of water ice in permanently shadowed craters, which could be used for life support, fuel production, and energy storage. Extracting and utilizing these resources on site is crucial for creating a self-sustaining settlement. This capability will reduce dependence on Earth resupplies, making longer missions more feasible and cost-effective. The moon thus becomes not only a scientific laboratory, but also a logistical hub for further space exploration. Artemis astronauts are being trained for extended lunar missions, including advanced survival skills, scientific experimentation, and habitat management. Duffy explained that the training incorporates both virtual simulations and analog missions on Earth, in environments that mimic the lunar surface. This comprehensive preparation ensures that astronauts can operate effectively, respond to emergencies, and maximize scientific and exploratory outcomes during their time on the moon. Duffy also spoke about the societal implications of a permanent lunar presence. The moon has long been a symbol of human curiosity and ambition. By establishing a lasting foothold, NASA is demonstrating what can be achieved through collaboration, technology, and vision. The cultural impact is significant, inspiring art, media, and public imagination, while reminding the world that exploration is a defining characteristic of humanity. The moon is not just a destination. It is a testament to what humans can accomplish when boundaries are pushed and risks are embraced responsibly. International collaboration remains a cornerstone of this effort. NASA has formal agreements with space agencies from Europe, Canada, Japan, and other nations to participate in lunar research and development. This collaboration ensures that knowledge, technology, and benefits are shared, fostering goodwill and promoting peaceful use of space. Duffy emphasized that cooperation is as important as competition, creating a framework in which the moon becomes a platform for collective human progress rather than a zero-sum endeavor. In addition to science and exploration, the commercial and technological spin-offs are enormous. Innovations developed for lunar living, advanced robotics, life support systems, energy management, and resource utilization can be adapted for Earth applications. NASA's investments in the moon are not purely about prestige. They are driving tangible technological progress that will benefit industries, cities, and communities worldwide. The moon becomes a catalyst for innovation both in space and on Earth. The acting administrator also addressed timelines. The Artemis program envisions initial missions, returning humans to the lunar surface within the next few years, with permanent habitats and long-duration missions planned over the following decade. Duffy stressed that these timelines are ambitious but achievable, contingent on continued funding, technological readiness, and successful testing. The phased approach ensures that each milestone contributes to a coherent long-term strategy for lunar sustainability. Public engagement is another priority. NASA plans to provide unprecedented access to mission data, live streams, and educational content, allowing people worldwide to follow and participate in the lunar adventure. Duffy highlighted the importance of inspiring young minds and fostering public support for space exploration, emphasizing that the moon belongs not only to astronauts and scientists, but to all of humanity. This transparency and outreach are key to maintaining enthusiasm, funding, and long-term commitment to lunar initiatives. Finally, Duffy connected the moon mission to humanity's broader future in space. A permanent presence on the moon is not the end goal, but a stepping stone for more ambitious ventures, including Mars colonization, asteroid exploration, and deep space science. The knowledge, experience, and technology developed on the moon will pave the way for sustainable human expansion into the solar system. This is the beginning of a new era, in which exploration is continuous, collaborative, and transformative rather than episodic and symbolic. In conclusion, Sean Duffy's announcement marks a historic moment for NASA and for humanity. The commitment to return to the moon and stay represents a paradigm shift in space exploration, combining science, technology, commerce, and international collaboration. It demonstrates ambition, vision, and the capacity to tackle unprecedented challenges. The coming years will witness humanity not only setting foot on the moon, but learning to live, work, and thrive there. This is more than a mission. It is the beginning of a sustained presence that could shape the course of human history. The Artemis program, under Duffy's guidance, is set to redefine what is possible, inspiring generations and creating a framework for exploration that extends far beyond the lunar surface. Humanity is poised to take its next giant leap, not just for a moment, but for a lasting presence in space, heralding a new era of discovery, collaboration, and innovation.